Hey guys, how is it going today? Okay, so today's topic of conversation is going to be Psalms 121, 1 through 8. So, I'm going to try really hard to shorten my next couple of videos because everybody keeps telling me that the longer the video is, the less attention span everybody is. So, I may start taking from now on a lot of my devotionals, sermons, whatever you guys want to call it, I don't know, and breaking them up into two parts or just kind of shorthanding it just because I want you guys to listen to everything that I have to say and I want you guys to get something out of it. So I don't want your minds to be like elsewhere because it's too long and y'all feel like it's dragging out. So, wish me luck. This is my attempt at that. Okay, so back to Psalms 121, 1 through 8. I really want you guys to, first and foremost, pause the video because I want you guys to really just read Psalms 128 and 1 through 8 and really just take it in, really think about it. And if you need help, ask God, hey, show me what it is you want me to get out of this, and try not to just, devise up something in your mind, right? So, anyways, pause the video, read it, really read it, let it soak in, and try to figure out what it is or try to listen and see what God is trying to point out to you. Okay, so now that you've paused the video and you've read over that and you're back with me now, we're going to push forward. So I'm just going to read my notes to you and then we're kind of going to just go over it in a minute. Or I may just go over it as I read them off. I don't know. I'm just going to play it by ear. So anyways, to start off, again, I wanted you to really listen to the words of these verses, okay? Because when you really just instead of just reading something and going over it, you just read it and go over it just to get it over with. You're not going to really get anything out of it. So you may have to sit there and read it over and over a couple of times until it actually hits you. Or, I don't know, turn that hearing aid up and listen to God and see what He's telling you. But I personally feel like he's praising God. And he's obviously reassuring himself, but I feel like he's also reassuring us that God is omnipresent. He's saying, hey, don't forget about that, right? He's the best multitasker in all creation, obviously, because, he made the heavens, he made the earth, he made us, he made everything that we have. He blesses us with everything he has. He's on top of his P's and Q's, right? I mean, he's got Sue over here praying, David over here praying, so-and-so here, so-and-so here. I mean, like, he's listening to all of us at one time. He's focusing in on all of us at one time. Like, he's doing the most to try to be there for everybody, answer all of our prayers, listen to our needs, bless us where we need blessed, reassure us where we need reassurance. Like, he's doing better than any of us, right? But that's his job. So, basically, this is what I want us to focus on. I want us to ask ourselves, where is our focus? Versus where it should be. So our focus should be on God. But if we're being honest, our focus is everywhere else, okay? Because we're messy. We're people, we're human, we're messy. So, what does your typical morning, your typical daytime, your typical nighttime look like? Where is your focus? When you get up, do you talk to God as you're getting ready for your day? I know we all have busy lives, but where's your focus on God at during the chaos of your day? So, I'm not perfect or anything, obviously, but from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, I try to have, multiple conversations with God. I try to. Because I know that I am more responsible in the prayer department than I am getting in His Word every day like I should. That does not mean that I'm not in His Word every day. I have slacker days, as do we all. Some of my days look like me pulling up the Bible app on my phone. And by the way, I have two of them. See, I have this pink one right here. I don't know if you can see that. I have this pink one right here, and I have this one. I have two different Bible apps, and I'm in both of them at least once a day, trying to read a verse from each Bible app. Sometimes I deep dive on those verses. Sometimes I don't. I have a lady that I love more than anything in this world, and she sends me devotionals every morning, and I do a lot of, well, when I read hers, I take those chapters a lot of times and I do deep dives on those. I'm trying to learn to not depend on everybody else for Bible verses and deep dives. So I'm trying to learn to figure it out on my own. And this is me trying to figure it out on my own. So you guys are going to go down this rabbit hole with me. And you guys, not specifically talking about Psalms today, but this YouTube channel. This is my rabbit hole. This is me trying to figure things out. This is me trying to learn and grow. And this is me taking y'all along with me. So hopefully you guys can learn and grow along with me. So back to my original question, where is your focus? My focus is trying to start this. Not entirely putting this above God. More than anything, I'm praying and waiting for His help and His guidance, but also for these scriptures that I can do deep dives on, that I can do little videos for y'all for. So I feel like He's kind of riding shotgun alongside me with this YouTube situation. And basically that is my focus right now, because I'm using this to try to strengthen my relationship with God and try to grow with God. But not everybody's wanting to start a YouTube channel. So my question for you is, really think about it, and where is your focus? Is your focus on God like it should be, above everything else? Are you putting other things in front of God? Or are you allowing God to ride shotgun with you through life and experience the things that you're experiencing with God? Like, I'm trying to experience this with Him. I want Him fully immersed in this, because I want Him to speak through me to y'all. This is not, I don't want it to be the Brandy show. It's not going to be the Brandy show. I want it to be God using me as a mouthpiece to speak to y'all. And I don't know what any of y'all's lives are like. I don't know who you are. I don't know anything about you. But I hope that the things that I have to say on this channel really help you. And I hope that they help you to grow your relationship with God and meet your goals, honestly. I don't know what your goals are, but I just want to be a talking piece for God. So that is my focus. So do I put a lot of my attention and focus above God? If I'm being honest, in a lot of areas of my life, yes. Should I? No, I should not. Are we all guilty of this? Yes, we 100% are all guilty. But we're human. And God understands that. God created us, right? So God knows that this is a massive probability in our lives that we're gonna do that from time to time. And that's okay. But what's not okay is that you continuously do it. So it's okay to make mistakes and accidentally put stuff in front of God, but you need to take a step back at times and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I totally did that. Dude, God, I am so sorry. Like, I should not have put this in front of you. And we need to figure out, I guess, more how to align our focus with God so that God can meet our needs and help us reach our goals. Because if we try to do everything on our own, we're going to famously fail. Okay, and we're going to get nowhere fast, right? And that's not what any of us want. So it's a whole lot easier to put our focus on God and to invite God into our lives and invite God into our daily hobbies and our chaotic lifestyles, whatever that may be for you, and say, God, I can't get through this day without you. I'd really appreciate your help, and I'd really appreciate you walking beside me through this day, because honestly, I don't want to bomb this day, right? I don't want to fail this day. I don't want to fail the things that I have going on in this day. I don't want to fail my family. I don't want to fail my kids. I don't want to fail at my job. I don't want to fail at whatever it is you have going on. So you need to put your focus and attention on God and invite Him along with you through whatever it is that you're doing. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 0 being no focus, 10 being I give God all the focus and time that He deserves 24 hours a day. Excuse my papers. I'm not saying you have to be a 10, and that if you're not a 10, you're not a good Christian. I'm not saying that at all. Personally, in my opinion, God's the only 10 that ever was and ever will be, correct? Because He's the only perfect being. We are perfectly imperfect. There is nothing perfect about us. We are perfectly broken. We are perfectly imperfect. We are sinful. And that's because we're human, right? So Romans 3:23, Romans 3:12, and Ecclesiastes 7:15 through 29 actually just kind of basically say what I just said, that we're not perfect. We were not born perfect. We were not created to be perfect. God didn't need us to be perfect. God didn't need us to be anything remotely close to being perfect. God needed us to love Him and live for Him and do what He needed us to do to further His kingdom. So that's what our job is. We're to love everybody, we're to serve everybody, and we're to love and serve God. Plain and simple. Not really, but in theory, plain and simple. So that's our jobs, right? We're not good at our job. We fail miserably every day, and we're going to continue to fail miserably every day because we are perfectly imperfect. So, back to this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself? Be honest. Be honest. Don't beef it up. Be honest. Be brutally honest with yourself, because brutal honesty is really the only thing that's going to help you accept responsibility and to move forward and to grow. Okay? Drop the pride, leave it at the doorstep, do whatever you got to do, but you need to be brutally honest with yourself. On a 0 of 1 to 10, how perfect am I? How willing am I to accept correction? How willing am I to learn? How willing am I to be taught? How willing am I to whatever it is that you need help with, okay? To grow. To grow in your relationship with God. What is it that is holding you back? How willing are you to accept the fact that you can't grow until you overcome whatever is holding you back? So, back to my notes, it says we are to try our best to be as godly as we can be, to lead others to Christ, but God is really the only perfect being. We already know that, right? Now that we've discussed this and that we are presented with this, and we know that we have to really focus on this and really be honest with ourselves and be raw, we need to go back to my original question. Where is your focus? God has the most busy, chaotic existence of anyone or anything, and yet He still has His focus on us at all times. That's pretty That's a lot, right? Says he's very passionate about us, his children of the world, and the world itself and all its inhabitants. He is the shepherd of everyone and everything. His job is bigger than anything we could ever imagine, and yet he still finds the time for us. That really is kind of just it's a little overwhelming just thinking about it, right? Because we feel like in our everyday lives that, I mean, we're doing the most every day, right? You know, how could we even possibly take on one more task, correct? And then yet we think about how much is God actually doing? I mean, he's running the whole world. He's making sure you get what you need. He's answering your prayers. He's answering your prayers. He's answering everybody's prayers. He's doing everything he can to keep this world going. And we think that we have our plates full. How dare we, right? All right.